Hi everyone, Susan Frank Anderson, welcoming you back once again, still again, to the Journey In, where we take a journey inside ourselves to see what's in there, behind the mask that we all wear, and to see how we can get a better integration between our spiritual path and our human path. So the Journey In is really about the spiritual journey. I talked about this last time in my last video. It's about how to stay spiritual while bringing your human self up in alignment with your true self. So the human self, what is that? To review, and this is a review, it's all of those false beliefs, all of those things that from the past put our internal settings, how we think about ourselves, from the time we're a wee little one all the way up through along the path of life, our human life, apart from our spiritual life. People keep those separated sometimes. I'm interested in having you integrate so that you can become a whole person. If you don't, those false beliefs tend to go to default. You know, default settings like, it's your fault. You did that. You shouldn't have done that. You know you shouldn't have done that. And all the finding fault, shame, blame, game, you name it. It goes on. We argue, we complain, we have conflicts. People disagree. There's noise after noise after noise after noise of default, it's your fault. Or you might say, there I go again. My fault. And you own that everything is your fault. Somewhere these default settings continuously rattle around inside our head mostly, but they do impact our inner being and our subconscious, because a lot of times over the course of that journey, that path, a lot of pathology, a lot of false beliefs. That's what pathology means. Things that made you feel sick about yourself. You know, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and yes, physically. Gives you depression, feeling all down and gloomy, situationally, not clinically. That can happen over time if you never get your mood back up. Anxiety, chronically stressed about not being good enough. I'm to blame, you won't believe what I did now, stupid me, there I go again. Or, that stupid guy, I'm telling you, cut me off in traffic. It's that constant noise. That noise reverberates energy and sets inner settings on, it's hard to, default settings that are hard to get above, hard to rise above. The spiritual path helps you bring in divine love, which is from God, unconditional. Your love no matter how stupid you think you are, how stupid you think others are. Those judgments have been placed upon the human self. When you keep rising up and you feel better with perfect love, a lot of that stuff, remember stuff? My box of stuff that we pack inside. I would like to know what's in here. Today, let's see. Oh, the mirror is still here. Remember I told you about looking in somebody else's mirror? Look in your own mirror. Love yourself well. That's in there. I have a box in there. There's a box. I bet you wonder what's in the box. Let's open it and see. Because you never know what's inside a box, just like inside of you. Oh my gosh. There's stuff in there. This thing is full of stuffing. Now it's empty. Is it really empty? No, there's still stuff in there, isn't there? There's never an empty space. So even when you feel empty and it looks like there's nothing in there, there's still stuff. Stuff in your space. That's why you need to investigate inside and explore your unknown inner being. So you can find out what's in the box. I will tell you, I have another box here. Notice this one. I'm not going to open it today, but it does have stars all over the outside. Put it right there. You are a star. You have star power in you. Just like the outside of that box. There's probably something good inside. Maybe next time I'll open it up and show you. But the things we pack away inside need to be explored so that we can bring them out, so that we can see our star power that's in us instead of just stuff that we don't know that got packed in there from other people. That way, the spiritual path shows us eventually how to better do a job of giving and receiving love and knowing what it is that is in our human consciousness. Full of lack. That's that empty space. What we lack, what we think we don't have, and we try to find out there. Our spiritual being integrates nicely with our inner supernatural, ready to create a new creature being, because that's the real you. And that's what we're looking for here, so that we can learn how to grow higher with this spiritual love. And once we do, we start growing in a new matrix out of new energy that integrates inside. That's Murture. When you Murture, your nature, inside your human nature, gets matured. In other words, out of the immature thoughts that you didn't even know you had, or that you were projecting on other people, blaming them, or taking on other people's projections of you. And Murture nurtures from a higher love, a perfect love. So fear, things you're afraid of, guilt from the past, behaviors you wish you didn't have, that you feel ashamed of, wish nobody would ever find out about. Those things either become resolved, find solutions, or they're just offloaded because it's stuff you don't need. You're just packing it around. So next time, I'm going to really talk about that whole integrated self, like I talk about in Murture. What that feels like, what that looks like. Do you ever feel really sad? Like you just feel nobody understands you? That's what I want to talk about. When you feel empty, sad, nobody gets you, you feel misunderstood, unheard, invisible, come back, because there are lots of helps in Nurture. It's not a self-help book, but it is a developmental book based on how to progress on this spiritual path so you can gain altitude in your attitude about yourself. Come back next time and we'll have a little bit more information about that maybe some practical helps and things that you can take away, tools and strategies to begin using right away. Thanks for your coming by, and I'm glad you stopped by. It was fun listening, talking. Bye-bye now.